Kuthumi. Be the children of the new planet Earth. Become the ones you have been waiting for. It is that simple. You are changing the world today, just today, not tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow. So don't pat yourself on the back because you did a great thing last week. Last week doesn't exist. Now is important. Now is all that matters. The teaching of God is a very simple teaching, in fact, and all the difficulty of comprehension of this teaching is in your duty to absorb by your external mind the things that do not belong to your world. You can do it only by using your divine abilities that are present in you but are slumbering in most of mankind. When you are able, in any given moment, to find the laughter, to find the love, your life as you have lived it through the filter of your mind will be over. To know the self is to see the self. To see the self is to understand the self. To understand the self is to learn. To learn is to teach. This is the obligation set by each student as they walk the path to healing. In reality, you are absolutely different from that image of yourself that you have created in your external consciousness, and your might is unlimited. The potential to be God is laid within you, within each of you. As a matter of fact, you are gods, and your task is to master your divinity little by little, to let the divine divinity enter your external consciousness. It is time for you to approach everything you do during the day consciously. You should constantly control your thoughts and feelings. Any negative thought in your consciousness must be nipped in the bud. Protect yourself from everything that contributes to the existence of negative thoughts and feelings in your consciousness. Look up at the sky, then out to the horizon. Breathe and feel your energy reach out to the very corners of existence. Practice the presence of God in your own life. We say, invoke the spirit of His discernment in all matters, and you will more readily spread the balm of peace and beauty among your peers. Love yourself and you will know love. Be true to yourself and you will know truth. Know yourself and you will know God. The idea I wish to convey is that the result of the highest intellection in the scientifically occupied brain is the evolution of a sublimated form of spiritual energy, which in the cosmic action is productive of illimitable results, while the automatically acting brain holds or stores up in itself only a certain quantum of brute force that is unfruitful of benefit for the individual or humanity. All beings who have reached the God consciousness identify with the one God and share oneness of thought. Innumerable beings in the universe share this consciousness which we seek to obtain. With every negative action and every negative thought and feeling, you untiringly draw a new cataclysm near. Try to keep the state of inner peace and harmony during most of the day. When I stand as a sovereign being, as a master, as the creator that I know that I am, I respect and honor every experience, every aspect, because I know that they're there to share wisdom. But the only way they can share their wisdom with me is when I'm owning my God self. When I'm in that moment, loving and accepting and allowing all that I can be. I will remember. I remember my choice to explore and play. I remember that I created the sandbox, this blank canvas to create experience. And now I have the joy of doing that, and even more so the joy of doing it with freedom. Right here, right now. No past, no future. Just this moment to offer myself complete and absolute love to all that I am, to all that I have been and will be, knowing that nothing is as important as who I am right now, no matter what that looks like, feels like, smells like. Every time you come back to the simplicity of, I am God also, I choose experience. Once you get back to that simplicity, it frees up a lot of energy to actually have experience, rather than try to understand what experience is. It's not about getting to the other side, it's about how I am in this moment, taking that next step, no matter what the outcome is. Nothing in the nature lives for itself. Rivers don't drink their own water, trees don't eat their own fruit, sun doesn't give heat for itself, flowers don't spread fragrances for themselves. Living for others is the rule of nature. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. After enlightenment, my thoughts were no more. No longer did I hear that voice of condescendence, of judgment, and that was the greatest relief of all. You are enlightened. You are integrated and complete. You are just having fun remembering this, and there are so many ways to have fun. Many dear hearts have wished one another a Merry Christmas, while others have thought about the need for an eternal Christmas which abides through the whole year. Know, blessed ones, that the Christ Mass, the tangible focus of invisible yet spiritual light, or Christos, is ever within all men. As beloved John the Apostle declared, this is the light which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. Hence this light of great magnitude, who is the Christ of every man, shall one day be to all people the salvation of the earth. And we, not they, see a specific difference between the energy and the motion of the wind and that of a revolving wheel. And why? Because every thought of man, upon being evolved, passes into the inner world and becomes an active entity by associating itself, coalescing, we might term it, with an elemental, that is to say, with one of the semi-intelligent forces of the kingdoms. It survives as an active intelligent, a creature of the mind's begetting, for a longer or shorter period proportionate with the original intensity of the cerebral action which generated it. Thus a good thought is perpetuated as an active beneficent power, an evil one as a maleficent demon. And so man is continually peopling his current in space with a world of his own, crowded with the offsprings of his fancies, desires, impulses, and passions, a current which reacts upon any sensitive or and nervous organization which comes in contact with it, proportioned to its dynamic intensity. The soul that you have always known to be out there, somewhere in the ethers, that has beamed its life force into your body and into all the lifetimes of your unique expression, is going to move fully into you, the being you are here and now. And you, as the top life, will begin to beam that life force energy from this very body that you sit in, out into all of those other lifetimes. When that happens, you personally become the center of the universe once again, from your perspective at least. As you expand in this fashion, you will begin to see what cosmic time truly is all about, and you will begin to move into a total expressive existence. This is the moment, my beloved friends, when that which you call the mind will release itself and will move into the beginning embers of sovereignty, the child that all of us together have created through the illusions of time and space. Our child, which you call the mind, is about ready to grow up. We say that life is service for evolution. One might find it simpler to say life is evolution, but we emphasize the idea of service. Indeed, everything is in the process of evolution, but life's full expression can come only under conditions of voluntary service. It is the voluntary quality of service that indicates the rightness of the path. In general, people dislike the concept of service. They dream about a time when there will be no need for it, and would be horrified to learn that all life is unending service. It is hard for them to understand that art is a refined aid for evolution, and that we recommend the mastery of any art or craft as a rapid approach to service. A master will willingly agree to perpetual service in the perfection of his art, and feels no need to count the hours of labor. It is not physical phenomenon, but these universal ideas that we study. As to comprehend the former, we have to first understand the latter. They touch man's true position in the universe in relation to his previous and future births, his origin and ultimate destiny, the relation of the mortal to the immortal, of the temporary to the eternal, of the finite to the infinite. Ideas larger, grander, more comprehensive, recognizing the universal reign of immutable law, unchanging and unchangeable, in regard to which there is only an eternal now, while to uninitiated mortals, time is past or future as related to their finite existence on this material speck of dirt. Until final emancipation reabsorbs the ego, it must be conscious of the purest sympathies called out by the aesthetic effects of high art. its tenderest chords to respond to the call of the holier and nobler human attachments. Of course, the greater the progress towards deliverance, the less this will be the case, until to crown all, human and purely individual personal feelings, blood ties and friendships, patriotism and race predilection, all will give way to become blended into the universal feeling, the only true and holy, the only unselfish and eternal one, love, an immense love for humanity as a whole. For it is humanity which is the great orphan, the only disinherited one upon this earth, my friend.